like nails on a chalkboard. That screech is enough to make you cringe. That is the noise Toronto commuters know all too well. And it's a noise that could have long-term health effects, negative effects. That's what we're learning in a new study this morning. And Linda Ward has the details and is going to bring this to life for us, because there's Linda at the Davisville subway station in Toronto. I know you'll get to this, but show us what's in your hand there, Linda, because you've been measuring things. So you're going to bring this. There we are. We have the decibel level there ready to go. Linda's, tell us more about what you've been learning this morning.
Well, we've been measuring the sounds of the subway system and the streetcars here in Toronto with this decibel meter. You can see one of the trains just leaving Davisville station right now. And the reason that we've been doing that is because of that study that says that the sound of subway trains, of buses, of streetcars, even cycling and walking, those normal sounds that people experience on their daily commute, those can be damaging to your hearing. But it's not that normal sort of din that's around as the trains come and go. It's those loud bursts of noise, the squeals, the screeches, even for cyclists and motorists, those who are walking as well, the sound of traffic. So 200 samples were taken in the summer of 2016 by researchers from the University of Toronto and Sunnybrook Hospital, and they clipped a decibel meter type device onto their collar. And what they found when they looked at the different noise levels from all the different modes of transit is that cycling was actually the loudest, and that's because of the wind noise and also the traffic noise. Then came buses, and then came subways. So in cycling, they exceeded the recommended levels in 14% of the samples. For buses, 12%, and subways, 9%. The researchers say they're very surprised to see how much noise commuters actually do experience on their daily commute. But commuters here are really not all that surprised. They're noticing what we're seeing here on the decibel meter. We're maxing out at about 93, the peak levels up to 94, 95. Not horrible this morning, and we're looking at about 114 being just far too high. They say if you're going to be traveling on the subway system, a good idea, bring some earplugs with you. Even earbuds will help dim the noise, Heather.
Linda, that's so interesting. Yeah, 114 decibels for a period of 4 seconds, according to this study. And there you are in the midst of it for us. And thanks for taking that decibel reader, level reader along, because it really tells us exactly what we're dealing with. Linda Ward there at the Davisville station in Toronto. We've invited in a special guest to tell us more about this. Miriam Gadiri is here, and she's the head audiologist at the House of Hearing Clinic. Thanks for coming in,
Thanks
number one.
Me.
But Mary, you were listening to what Linda was saying. Does it make sense to you?
Definitely does make sense. Those sudden bursts of sound are strong enough to actually cause, irreparable damage to our hearing.
What is it about the suddenness of it?
It's the level and the intensity of it. So in our hearing organs, we do have little hair cells, and with that kind of a level of noise, it's enough to do, damage, and this will actually cause noise-induced hearing loss. So the body doesn't repair it.
It's permanent?
It's permanent. So the best way to actually protect yourself from this would be to get yourself a pair of custom-made earplugs. This way you can actually hear things around you, but it reduces that, kind of dangerous levels of noise.
Okay, hold on to that thought. I want to come back to solutions in a second as well, in a little bit more detail, but it's interesting. So it's the suddenness, that explosive nature. Is there anything about the kind of noise, like metal on metal as well, that really grating sound?
Exactly, so it's very high-pitched, and it's very strong. So I think the study was saying it's about 114 decibels loud, which is almost as loud as a lawnmower. So to be exposed to that level of noise, it is quite harmful to the hearing.
Are there other types of noises that I'm thinking associated with, Linda was reporting, even cyclists, the other traffic noises, thinking of sirens when an ambulance goes by or a fire truck. Is that also problematic?
For sure, so those get quite loud as well. And if you don't have earplugs, I guess the best thing you could do is just cover up your ears quite quickly, but they do get, to those dangerous levels. loudness.
Exactly. And in addition to hearing loss, I mean, this is not your area of specialty, but they're also talking about how it can be linked to other health problems as well.
Exactly. Anxiety, other disorders that it will affect your health. So it's important that we're aware of our surroundings, try to reduce the amount of noise because it can cause some sort of stress if you're exposed to it, for maybe pretty much every day for extended periods of time.
Yes, exactly. So the customized earplugs, I have a little earbud in my ear, but what struck me in thinking about earbuds is you see people on subways or buses all the time, they already have earbuds in because they're listening to the music or they're talking on the phone. Does that help or make the situation worse?
It makes it worse if you're trying to compete with the noise of the subway and all that other background noise.
You crank up the volume.
Yeah, so you may not want to do that. If anything, maybe invest in a pair of custom earbuds because they will hold in the music and kind of buff out all that extraneous noise to make it a bit safer.
Okay, so earplugs, and short of that,
earplugs, just cover it up quickly.
You kind of feel like a bit wimpy, don't you? You can't, but it's okay to do that, and in fact, you should.
I would do it.
All right, all right. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks
really
for
help us understanding that even better this
Thank you.
morning here on
Thanks.
CBC News Network.